state law will control here as a matter of constitutional analysis. It becomes, to me, all the more important that people go to the polls and vote yes on 3. We cannot afford to go backwards as a state when it comes to civil rights. And that's what the public accommodation law is. It's about civil rights, it's about human rights. And we have lived with protections against discrimination based on gender identity for years now. Because remember, the first law protected transgender people from discrimination in places of employment or housing or schools. That's worked well and smoothly over the last several years. I know that because I started on some of that guidance when I was head of the Civil Rights Division years ago. And this new public accommodations law, it's just so important. When you spend time with a transgender person or their parents or their family members, you see how particularly vulnerable transgender people are and why they disproportionately suffer rates of suicide, homelessness, much lower socioeconomic level. And what this law has done is to provide them equal treatment under the law. It's as simple as that. So, I've been really offended by the outrageous television ads that opponents are putting up right now on TV that totally mischaracterize everything. Remember, this is a law that has the support of our Republican governor, the Democratic AG, the chiefs of police, and people in law enforcement, because it's a matter of public safety. And for far too long, if you want to talk about bathrooms, it was transgender people who were getting assaulted and beat up in bathrooms. I've had to talk to my opponent, I think is part of the gross and unfortunate mischaracterization and fear-mongering out there. The fact of the matter is, if somebody went into a bathroom and under the guise of this law or seeking the protection of this law did things they're not supposed to do, they'd be criminally prosecuted. But trust me, we looked over the last several years on this point all across this country to find an instance where that happened, right? It just doesn't happen. Instead, you have protections now for people who were otherwise really, really vulnerable. And that's what this is about.
I've seen that.